Hey, what's up, dudes? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 23 and whether it's original or licensed. Now, if you guys remember there, a couple of weeks ago, right before the PTB for Chapter 22 released, we had some leaks for Chapter 22 and some leaks that were assumed to be for Chapter 23 but have since been completely deconfirmed, and I'll leave a link to the video where we talk about that right here. But with all the talk around that and the speculation that Chapter 23 was going to be licensed, what better time to actually talk about and speculate on whether Chapter 23 is actually going to be original or licensed with those leaks being debunked. Before we get completely into it though, you guys know the drill. If you do enjoy the video, by the end of the video, please make sure to like the video, and if you want more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. So quick recap, there were some leaks for Chapter 22 released before it was revealed even that leaked the survivor and the killer. And there were also some leaks for a map that people thought were pertaining to Chapter 23, and people drew the connection of it being The Conjuring, a graveyard map for the nun from The Conjuring. And of course, like I said, that's been deconfirmed, but that started the conversation of, is it possible for Chapter 23 to be licensed? Well, you don't have to look very far to come up with a very good answer to that question. Now, of course, this is all speculation, and I can confirm nothing, so keep that completely in mind. But if we go back to an interview, I think it was actually a Q&A that Matthew Cote did not that long ago. I think it was this year or last year. He did an interview where they talked about the setup of their chapters every year, how many chapters they like to do, how many original and licensed chapters they like to do. And Matthew actually said in that interview that they aim for about 2 licensed chapters and 2 original chapters every year. And that's pretty much followed suit. I believe that interview was actually this year because last year it didn't go that way at all, but they've actually followed suit this year. So if we take a look at last year we received 3 original chapters and 1 licensed chapter, with 1 licensed chapter being the Silent Hill chapter for the anniversary, which was actually a great chapter in my opinion. But if we take a look at this year, it's actually been a lot more even across the board. In the anniversary event, we actually got the Resident Evil chapter, as you guys all know, and then we ended up with a back-to-back licensed chapter of the Pinhead Hellraiser chapter. And now, of course, we're into Chapter 22, which is a portrait of murder, and that leaves us with Chapter 23. So it takes basic process of elimination here to come up with a very good speculative theory based on the information we know and the statements we've been given by Matthew Cote. With 2 licensed chapters already happening this year and only 1 original chapter, I think we can come to the conclusion that Chapter 23 more than likely will be original. And we also pretty much know that it's going to come with a survivor and killer and no map, because it was said in the anniversary event we would get 4 killers, 5 survivors, and 2 new maps. And we've already gotten 2 new maps with this chapter and the Resident Evil chapter, 3 killers so far, and 4 survivors. So everything kind of lines up very well for that. And you know, of course, we have a few possible killers and themes to actually speculate on, with the bipedal spider character we just saw in the archives, the vampire character that we've also seen in the archives this year, and the potential werewolf character that has been potentially teased in one of the most recent rifts. So if I had to drop a theory on it, if I had to give my answer on it, I'd say this chapter, Chapter 23, is more than likely original, and I'm probably also going to put bets on it possibly being the vampire character or the werewolf. I know we speculated on it being the vampire character or the werewolf character for Chapter 22, but there were a lot of good points made saying that why would they spoil it that early and then release it. So I do think they're going to pull a blight and show them off in the archives for a little bit and then potentially release them in Chapter 23, 24, 25, something like that. But I want you guys to let me know what you think Chapter 23 could be. Is it original? Is it licensed? Which killer do you think it could be? And if it ends up being licensed, what license would you like to see? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, I do have a Twitter if you guys are interested in following me over there and staying up to date on anything that I post for the channel. And I just post random things sometimes. So yeah, I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. And I also have a new channel that I'm working on. It's sort of a side project where I just talk about my gaming opinions in general. I'm going to try to get a few more people over there to do some videos like different hosts and stuff. It's called Gaming Talks, and I will leave a link to it in the description down below. We already have our first video up, so if you guys have time, make sure to check that out. But with that being said, dudes, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. My name is Kugan. I've been your host, and I'll see you dudes next time. Peace out.